program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's a cold, crisp morning. We're hot on the heels of some lions, and this is Safari Live.
Ready. Standing by.
You are live. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Safari Live. Now, as I try and turn this truck you saw just a moment ago, we've got lots and lots of lion tracks. Now, my name is Taylor, and on camera with me today is Craig, aka Batman, and hopefully we'll bring some kitty cats to your screen very shortly. Now, if you were listening to the dam cam a little bit earlier this morning or even late into last night, you should have heard the roars of all of those lions. So if you did perhaps see them, maybe spot them walking off in the direction, Ellies is searching hard for them. Hashtag Safari Live on Twitter with any information that you have, and also that's the way that you can ask us questions. Now, we've got ourselves into a little bit of a predicament here because I have absolutely no idea what's been going on last night. We've sat ourselves here on Buffelshoek Cut Line, had the entire Nkuhuma Pride lion tracks walking sort of from the north, coming along, crossing in at Tamboti Dam in Buffelshoek, which is not too far from here, just on the other side of the dip. But then we've got more tracks crossing back into Vuyatela, back into Juma, and we've got tracks, male and female tracks, coming from behind us, going down this way. Now we need to figure out where exactly they've gone. I've just driven Mvubu Road, but I want to see if I can see where these tracks just below us that are all scattered in front of the road are going. Ellies trying to follow up on the two males that were making quite a bit of noise. Now we need to look very, very, very carefully. And this is the fun part, I suppose, about safaris, is trying to figure out where everybody's gone. But I think that they've all crossed back into Vuyatela, into Juma. So I think we're going to go back along. We're going to go along this fire break that runs here, maybe back towards no, here we go. Here's some more tracks. See, they went off the road and then they came back onto the road again. Let me show you very quickly. Right, let me jump out. Look at this. So here's a very, very, very small pathway that's just coming in from Buffelshoek. It's also, well, I suppose alongside a mitre drain. Now there's tracks from that male and female that are walking down the road, coming towards us, and then going in here. But there's even fresher tracks coming out. Now the sand is quite thick and loose, so it might be a little bit difficult for all of it to see, but just to show what I'm sort of looking at. Here is a lion track just in over here. There is another lion track, a big male's track just over there. And then the tracks that are coming back out and over the tops of those ones are just here underneath my car. Let me do a quick little walk around. Just want to check this side as well, because I think, yeah, see, there's even tracks coming out. They have been busy. They definitely looking for something to eat this morning. Right, I think let's jump back in the car. Let's not waste too much time on the ground. And now it's really just a game of put my earpiece back in my ear, and also if we can find those lions quick enough. Oh, I just have to find it. That's the only problem with wearing gloves, is that you lose sort of all feeling. The easiest tasks become quite difficult to perform. Haha, right, let's carry on. Oh wow, so what we're going to do is, it seems as though Brent has already beaten us to finding something in Kenya, and he's got some of his own.
Welcome
Welcome to a beautiful morning here in Kenya. It is beautiful and sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky after the rain last night. My name is Brent Smith. I have Dangerous Dave on camera, and you're on your very own privately guided live African safari from Kenya and South Africa. Now, we have a lovely big male lion. Oh, he's just stood up, and he's feeding on a buffalo carcass. We were here last night. Remember, this is 100% live, coming to you from Kenya. Look how big his belly is. Now, I'm not sure. There were 3 of them here last night, and I can't see the other 2 males just yet, but it's quite possible they are being flat cats in the grass. And you'll see there are quite a few other vehicles around, also enjoying this incredible sighting. Now, remember, if you want to ask us any questions, hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. Now, the main reason I came here this morning is I was hoping to see a bit of lion-hyena interaction. Now, the hyenas have not quite got brave enough just yet. We've got a couple lying around. There's about 7 in total. Now, chatting to the hyena researchers in the area, they say you need about 7 hyenas per male lion to push them off the carcass. So 7 isn't enough for 3. We need 21 at least hyenas. Yeah, so you're listening to me. Call some friends, buddy, so you can go steal that buffalo from the lion. So they all are dotted about in the open plain around us, so you never know. They might this afternoon gather enough resources to be able to challenge those male lions. There's another one there. That one's like, oh no, there's not enough of us, I'm going home. I've had a long night looking at a piece of buffalo meat I can't eat. I'm done. There we go. Thompson's gazelle and a hyena. And is that an elephant? No? There's some topi. I thought there were some Ellies back there as well somewhere. Oh, right. There were some Ellies a little bit earlier. Ah, there they are. There they are in the distance, in the mist. Topi and elephant. So lots happening out on the big open plain this morning. Now, Monica's wondering, am I not afraid of being attacked by the lions? Monica, I'm not. I'm quite safe in my safari vehicle here. Now, here we go. You must remember that these lions have probably grown up, or have grown up, with safari vehicles around them. And a safari vehicle, a lion doesn't know that there's a person in it. They don't sort of see a safari vehicle as a threat. It doesn't smell like anything they know. It smells like diesel or petrol or oil, and even human beings don't quite smell like they used to. So a lot of a lion's memories of human beings will be instinctive, based off 200,000 years of sharing savannas with human beings. So if we were to get out on foot, it would be a very different thing. And even on a warm day like this, with a lion with a fat tummy like that, if I had to walk up to that buffalo carcass, the most likely chances that he would run away. Now, man is the dominant diurnal predator, and lions are the dominant nocturnal predator. So what that means is, over the last 200,000 years, human beings have dominated the savanna biome during the day, and a group of men is quite capable of chasing and killing a male lion, as the Maasai have proven over the last couple of thousand years, where they used to hunt lions with spears. However, when it comes to dark time, the night time, the lion is dominant because we can't see. And that's one of the reasons human beings want to move back into their homes and safe places as soon as it gets dark, because at night we just become another meal in the food chain. Now, Jessica was wondering about the birds, Dave. There we go. Jessica was saying, what bird's on the other line there? Well, that particular bird is a hooded vulture. It's waiting for a gap for that line to move off so it can have a snack. And the bigger vulture species haven't quite descended from the trees yet. They're still warming up. We've got some white-back vultures, I think. Yes, there's white-back vultures there. No Rupels griffins yet. There's also another hooded vulture there. But I think on a nice clear day today, yesterday was quite windy, quite chilly, but on a hot day like today, the thermals are going to be rising and the vultures will be spotting this carcass. So I think we could see quite a few more vultures here as the day progresses. And I think that'll only be much later. Oh, Bob vulture incoming, Dave. There we go. You see it? Oh, there we go, Dave. Dave's just woken up and he only had tea, not coffee this morning. It's okay, Dave. So there we go. What do we got there? White-back vulture. Look at him how he uses his tail. Topkis is wondering, do lions ever hunt new prey when they still have leftovers? All predators are opportunists, and if something was silly enough to wander into that lion, he would definitely eat it. And, oh, look at it. Now, quite often, especially on a cold morning after a bit of rain last night, look at that vulture spreading out his wings, drying, warming up. He's got the right idea. It's quite nice in the sun this morning. I think by 11 o'clock we're not going to be saying that, but in the morning, this lovely warm sort of feeling you get from basking in the sun, as that vulture is doing at this very moment. Oh, what is that in the distance there? Oh, just some more topi. The hyenas are not gathering en masse to storm the lions just yet, so I think we'll probably try here this afternoon or this evening, and in the meantime I think we're going to carry on, see what other wonders the Masai Mara has for us on this magnificent morning. Oh, the hyenas' heads are not even up, they are flat, flat, flat. But look at that vulture, really enjoying the morning sun. Now, of course, the sun is up and bright already here, but it sounds like it's just peeping over the horizon at Juma. Let's go have a look with Ali.
Well, the sun is very bright up here too, maybe not as bright as Brent, but our ball of fire has definitely risen, and it's time to carry on looking for all the beautiful creatures that have been moving around the night. How pretty is this? It is incredible that just as the sun starts rising, it'll take it about maybe 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, poof, there it is, out in the open, up and about. That big ball of fire that, you know, keeps our lives going. Not a bad sunrise. We're all really looking forward for the sun to start shining, because we're all very, very cold this morning. Not too sure what the temperature is like, but I can tell you it feels like it's below freezing. So if anyone's watching from maybe a very cold part of the world, we are sorry. Apparently the weather today is 54 Fahrenheit and 12 degrees Celsius. Obviously with the wind chill we feel it's a lot colder than that. But nevertheless, we are out and ready to go about. My name is Ellie, and here on camera I've got Seb with me today. And we are just busy looking for lions this morning. We had them, if you were watching the sunset safari yesterday, there was quite a bit of commotion, lots of animals moving around, lots of different lions popping out from somewhere, and then this morning, all throughout actually the night, they were just busy roaring and moving, and so we have found tracks pretty much all over, so we're trying to see where we can find them. So I just want to maybe reposition ourselves so I can show you some of the tracks that we're looking at that are making us go in a certain direction. I'm just gonna unplug myself quickly. I see you guys will see that I look like a giant marshmallow this morning. You should see Seb, he looks even better. We're just full of blankets and stuff. Right, I don't want to squash anything here. So over here we've got a nice big track of a male lion roughly going in that direction. So we've got one track here, one track here, one track here, and obviously all the toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, pointing in that direction. So if we carry on, we can see that they've been walking all around here. There are some elephant tracks, but it seems like the lion tracks are on top of the elephant tracks for the most part. So I'm pretty sure the lions walked here after the elephants. So we'll just carry on all the way down there. Thankfully here, where the soil is a bit more loose, where it's a lot sandier, it's a lot easier to see the track. So I can very, very easily see them all around here. Ooh, my hand is just freezing. So let's tuck it back in. So we're going to carry on in the direction of the sun, just see if we can find them somewhere around there. I know Taylor's got tracks and it all seems like they're going roughly like this, I would want to say, but well, the trick is finding where exactly the tracks meet the animals. So let me jump back in and see, trying to plug myself in, which is always a challenge. and see if maybe we can find where they were actually calling, because about just as we got onto the vehicles, I think that's the last time we heard them roaring. And then obviously as we've been on the vehicles looking for them, I think they're playing a game and they're very quiet. Robert, yes, they do tend to roar mostly at night. Part of the reason for it is because they are more active during the night, so that's a good time to start advertising that a particular areas are on. Oh my goodness, I love it when the road is full, covered of lion tracks. Woo, the seat is going back. So, part of the reason why they do it at night as well, or one of the benefits of doing it at night, is that the cold air makes the noise travel further away. So it's almost as they can spread the word even further, just to let all the other possible lions know that this area has been taken. However, you can see them roaring sometimes during the day too. It's just a matter of when they are a bit more active, I would say. But I think likely they found each other now and they're sleeping. Let's see. Canadian Emily, you want to know how long it takes us to warm up in the mornings? I would say until around about 9 o'clock, so we've got another good 2.5 hours, 3 hours of warming up to do. I must say I was feeling a lot worse this morning when I got out and thought we were going to freeze a lot more. I am, however, wearing about 4 jerseys. But I'm sure, you know, if you're from Canada, you'll probably think this is a joke. 12 degrees is, you know, whatever. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. The problem here is the wind. So obviously as we're driving and it's very, very cold wind, then it gets into our faces. And, you know, if you've got something that's open, part of your jacket, then that cold wind, you know, gets into you. Sorry, I just want to check the tracks here, because this is roughly where we last had them. Because we've done a big loop around. And we just want to see in what direction they go. As you see, here's a pretty track. Nope, still going. As you see, still going. But as you can see, the cold doesn't really bother some of the animals, especially when they're walking such long distances during the night. They'll be able to pretty much not care, and as they walk and they exercise, it'll warm them up as well. I just want to check. You see, the problem of being short is that sometimes I cannot see onto the other side. So I just want to see where these tracks are going. Going up and down now. Okay. Okay, we're gonna carry on looking for lions, just double checking where these tracks go. But in the meantime, let's go to Taylor and see how her lion hunt is going.
We're trying our absolute best, Ellie. So I suppose a better update all of you as to what's going on. The tracks came in and we picked up on them again on Mvubu Road, and then they turned down towards Galago Pan. However, there are no more tracks around here, but it seems like the whole pride has come this side. Put the game drive radio down. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back up Galago shortcut now, the big road that runs just over there, and then weave down Aubrey's as well. They're somewhere here, but I'm not sure where. Aha, let me just update Rex. Rex for Taylor. Let's help get Rex and Taxon on the tracks too. I'm very well, thanks. Update, the whole Pride and Guma Pride crossed in at Buffalo's Hook at Tamboti Dam, just north of Tamboti Dam, and then they come back in just east of Tamboti Dam. I had their tracks coming along Mvubu Road, turning down towards shortcut Galago towards the Pan, but I don't have any more in Konzo, and so I'm just going to do Galago shortcut now and then sort of bob and weave. I don't know if you maybe want to, I don't know if you guys picked up any tracks when you came from the gate. Right. Let's see what Rexon has to say. Okay, copy. Thank you very much. There's no tracks going towards central, towards Gary Cutline. I drove those roads, so they must still be around here somewhere in these drainage systems around Gallagher Shortcut. There we go. So just quickly organizing the plan. Rexon and Taxon have only just come out on drive now. So the more eyes and ears we have searching for lions out here, the better chance we have of course, coming across them. Now, it is a chilly morning today, and the opportunity for us to see lions on the move is still really, really good. So that's what I'm hoping we're going to do, is we're actually just going to bump into lions crossing the road or moving through an open area. That is the plan, but I am going to check carefully along Gallagher Shortcut to see if they have crossed again. But it's not the easiest road to track on, unfortunately. It's quite solid. But I reckon with Taxon, Rexon, myself, and all driving in these areas, I think between the four of us, we should have a good chance at finding some lions. And I would most certainly like to see the Nkuhumas again. I hope that they just don't do one of their disappearing acts on us. They seem to be very good at that too. Alright, now in case you have just joined us, maybe you've just woken up or you've just finished work, this is a live and interactive safari, so you can ask us questions by using the hashtag #SafariLive on Twitter. That's the only way you can get hold of us. Let's see here. No hyena tracks. Right. Craig, how are you doing? Are you not freezing to death? A little bit. I can only just see Craig's eyes. Okay. Now, as we're driving around and we're obviously searching for lions and leopards and any of these big cats, it's one of the reasons why we do safaris at the times that we have them. It's because it's the best opportunity to see the animals, and particularly predators on the move. And Augusta was wondering if we see more lions during the day or at night. Well, it really does depend on a number of different things. If they've got a big kill, for instance, like Brent has that male lion with a buffalo kill, there's no need for him to move around very much at all for the next 2 days or so, or for as long as he feasts on that buffalo. So you can find him in the evening or in the morning. But when it's cooler, which is typically first thing in the morning, and as the sun drops in the evening, the cats will get up and start moving around. So I feel as though sort of dusk and dawn, you've got a better chance at finding lions. However, if it's a mother that's got youngsters stashed away somewhere, you might find her moving around during the day. She doesn't want to move her little cubs sort of in the peak times that the rest of the predators are moving about. But they like this area, you know. I'm just starting to think, I wonder if they're going to fall into their old habits of moving back into these drainage systems, because last year they loved it around here and we always used to see them here. But I still don't see any lion tracks. Nothing, just triple check. No, and we're quite far away now from where we saw them turning in. Okay, this is interesting. Now, we got a question from Michael this morning. Oh, that warm pocket is so welcoming. Hey, Craig, how nice is that? Sorry, I got distracted there by the warmth. So, Michael, you were wondering, why do I think the Nkuhumas are spending more time on Juma, even though the buffalo haven't returned? I think the buffalo are slowly coming this way. So I said, I think by the end of June, we'll start to see the big herds actually coming through, crossing through Juma, coming to drink at Vuyatela Dam. But there was a massive herd yesterday that was coming from the Manuleti, and like I said, there's a corridor that they like to use, sort of between Simbambili, Arathusa, us, and then going to Buffelshoek, and then going into the Manuleti that they normally like to cross. And that big water hole, Sydney's Dam, just in Buffelshoek, that will sort of lure the lions this, or lure the buffalo this way, which will then mean that it will lure the lions this side. Just check it. I thought I saw some track. I do. There are some lion tracks, but they're going back down that way. I'm not sure what's happening now. Now, there's obviously a lot of talk about Amber Eyes being pregnant and having cubs. I cannot confirm anything, unfortunately, because I have not seen Amber Eyes for a very long time, and the last time I saw her, it didn't look like she was carrying at all. And Anna was wondering exactly that, if I thought that if she'd had delivered her cubs already. So I'm not sure. You know, we're seeing same tracks of a lioness coming in and out at Gallagher shortcut around that area in those drainage systems, and would be a perfect spot to den too. It's lots and lots of big banks. There's quite a few rocks in there that would make sort of nice little crevices to hide young cubs. So we're just going to have to wait and see really until we find the den site. And I know I was chatting to Herbie about it yesterday, and he says he's quite keen to actually go down in there and have a look, but we don't want to go in on foot. We don't want to find a den site on foot. It's better to find it in the car. Obviously it's less stress to the lioness, and also we put ourselves in a very silly and dangerous situation by accidentally finding a den on foot. So even when we're walking, I'm not going to be comfortable walking around there. Just because if you come across angry mom and her cubs are so young that they aren't able to move themselves around just yet, which they would probably still be at that age, only a few weeks old, she's going to defend them, and she's not going to come across very nicely, whereas normally cats are quite tolerant. You know, you might get a growl out of them and then they get up and run away. You could find yourself getting charged. And I'm going to jump onto Aubrey's Road again. I do want to just maybe even go a little bit further down and have a scan car on their way dropping staff.
Alrighty, seems like the plot thickens. I'm just trying to listen to the radio now, because I think somebody might have found something. Okay, no. Sorry, there are quite a few of us looking for the lions from last night, because obviously we could all hear them roaring. But it seems like they're being a bit elusive at the moment. So we are going with Seb's lion feeling of where we thought we heard them this morning, just trying to see if maybe they're somewhere around here. Because there are some tracks that headed into this direction, and then there are some where we saw them yesterday where Taylor's checking, and then apparently some more tracks coming from Simambili. So it's just all, you know, quite interesting, very confusing in the morning. But we will try. Let's see. Okay, maybe somewhere around here. All right. Whew. All right. Let's check around here. Shelly, the insect life during these very cold mornings is pretty much almost non-existent. We just as the sun starts warming everything up, then we'll start seeing maybe some of the butterflies moving around, some of the insects, maybe the long last living dung beetles could be around. But when it's this cold, everything just normally takes a little bit to just start happening, and then all of a sudden everything will happen at once. But for now, if we see any insects, we'll be more than happy to show them to you. But I think for the time being, everyone's being quite shy and just hiding away. Even some of the birds, I think maybe we've seen two in what we've had of the drive so long, just because I think they're all trying to warm up. I think I want to see around here clearly. Nobody around here. Let's carry on seeing. But who knows? If we see anything, we'll let you know. YouTuber, you'd like to know if there are more elephants during the morning time or during the evening. Doesn't really matter. Obviously, at this time of the day when it's very, very cold, they will not be in areas where we are now because we're close to a drainage line, so a dry riverbed where, you know, kind of the ground sinks. So they're not too happy to be where it's too cold early morning. But having said that, sometimes in summer when it's so hot from pretty much the moment you jump on the vehicle, you can see elephants anywhere. So I think it's just a bit of herd preference. Sometimes if they're a bit too cold, they're not interested in staying in one area. Oh, can you see that Uthika there on the tree, on the lower branch? You see that little white thing dangling from the... Sorry, seeing Shelly was just asking about insect life, and it's not that easy to find it all throughout. That little white thing that you see there on the screen seems to be an Uthika. So just really a little capsule where praying mantis pretty much lay their eggs. So inside of that little, it's a bit too high, so I can't really show you guys a bit closer because I don't think I'll be able to reach it, but it's just like a little egg, let's put it that way, like a capsule, and inside there are many little chambers, and in there that's where they keep that's where they keep all their praying mantis. Sorry, I'm fighting a bit with Rusty this morning because the seat keeps going back. So the insects are still around, and they are there. We just have to look a bit harder to try and find them. Obviously, this ones, I think they're still in there and they haven't come out. A bit too cold for them. Or maybe it's just the wrong time of the year for now. But we'll see. So, yay, we've got one insect going. Maybe we should do an insect challenge and see how many we can find on a very, very cold morning. And see how many more. Alright. I have a strong feeling that the tracks we were following belong to two different males trying to meet up with the rest of the pride, or at least it seems that's what's been happening, but the pride has been moving around. So who knows, maybe as it gets warmer, they'll also, if they're still moving as it gets warmer, then they'll stop moving around and it will be slightly easier for everyone to try and find them. Oh, big hole here. Alright, there we go. Highly, lions can definitely hunt smaller game like hares and impala and everything else if they get the opportunity. However, you must remember it's not a big animal, it's not a good source of, or not as much food as they need to sustain themselves. So a lot of the times they will prefer to spend all their energy in something that is bigger, something that's going to feed them for quite a while. Because sometimes even an impala for the Nkahuma pride, so many lionesses and cubs, like it will probably last them just a few minutes. I remember a few years ago I was watching the Southern Pride hunting, and I think at the time it was just 2 or 3 females, and they had, I think it was 3 sub-adult males with them. They managed to bring down an impala, and I managed to film the whole thing, and in 3 minutes, because you obviously get the timer on the camera, it was done, finished, there was nothing left. So if that is for 6 lions, imagine what it would do with 11. It would, they can still hunt it. It's food at the end of the day, so if the opportunity presents itself, why not? But they just prefer to go for bigger things. Just, more according to their size, I would say. Okay, while we carry on our lion mission, let's see what Brent's got all the way up in the Mara.
Well, we are not quite a lion, but definitely a hairy beast. Now, these are olive baboons, and we can see a warthog in the background as well. Now, so slightly different species to the Chakma baboon, and they're much fluffier, and that's obviously quite a bit to do with the high altitudes. And oh, is that little one in a tree up there? You can just see the tree bending. Oh, it looks like he might fall. hanging on. Hey, little one. Looks like he's having the best time. So they are similar in size to the Chacma baboons, except they are just a lot fluffier. And in habits, very, very similar to Chacma baboons. They generally will like to feed on the ground, but will run to the trees at the first sign of a threat, and also will sleep in the trees. Oh, it looks like there's a little party going on there. All the little youngsters. Isn't that cute? Oh! He was screaming before he even hit the next bush. They are just such fascinating creatures to watch, and always up to something. Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you've got any questions for us. And it's an absolutely gorgeous here this morning, and lots of stuff going on. Well, we've come to this area to actually look for leopards. We haven't had too many good leopard sightings. Look at the little ones chasing each other. Big games going on. Now, if you go a little bit to the right there's a tiny one walking behind that warthog. There he comes out. Hey, little one. Now, Jane is wondering, what is the average baboon troop size in the Mara? Jane, I'd say probably 30 or 40. I have seen some bigger ones. I think this is quite a big one, just in the area we are on the edge of the Mara River. I think there's quite a lot of good habitat for them. Now, it's not uncommon to see other animals feeding with the baboons, like the warthogs at the moment. Now, baboons are really great sentries. Well, there's some wrestling going on between two little ones again on the log. Just to the left. No, wrestle over. But there's up in the tree there. I think there's going to be some more pandemonium. And there's two youngsters. One beelining for the other. Parishi Crash is wondering, what are they eating? They're eating a whole host of different things. They're eating leaves, they're eating grass, insects that they find, and so they will eat a whole host of different things. They are true omnivores, and the big males will, when the Thompson's gazelles give birth, will actually rush in and grab the babies. So they will eat meat, birds, eggs, all sorts of different things. They've got a very, very varied diet. So those two aren't looking like they're up to mischief, but that little group around there looks like they are. Now, there looks to be some stealthy climbing going on. Oh no, a little bit to the right there, Dave, on the ground. A little bit to the left. There we go, look at those little ones. On the floor, on the ground. Oh, he's on. He's coming down. Kitty Cat is wondering, do warthogs and baboons often hang out together? Oh, I've seen them quite often together here in the Mara, but I wouldn't say it's an everyday occurrence. The baboons will actually hang out with lots of different animals. Now, warthog, bushbuck, and there are bushbuck in these forests as well. What they'll do is they'll often, especially when the diospyruses are fruiting, they'll take advantage of the baboons feeding up in the trees and will actually feed underneath while they are feeding. Another thing that they do take advantage of is when the baboons are up in a sausage tree feeding on the flowers, those very sweet flowers with lots of nectar, and baboons are quite messy eaters, so they drop quite a lot, and quite a few different species will take advantage of the baboons' messy feeding habits and what they drop to the ground. Hey, pig. Hi, Jeffrey in Texas. Jeffrey is wondering, would these baboons also be a threat to leopard cubs? Most definitely, and lion cubs for that matter. If the mom is away, they will definitely kill any predator's cubs that they come across. Now, those ones who weren't being up to too much mischief earlier are now full of mischief. It seems like there's been a few more recruits that have climbed the tree, and they're keeping an eye on us from up high. Quite a peaceful scene here so far this morning. Sometimes baboons can be quite, what's the word, vicious and boisterous, but it seems to be quite calm here this morning. Everyone just warming up in the lovely morning sun. Lots of games about. Mercedes is wondering, what is the lifespan of a baboon? Well, in captivity I've heard they can live well over sort of 20-25 years, but in the wild probably close 10 to 15 at the most. But it all depends on the area, the sort of external factors, amount of predators, pressure from humans. So it's difficult to say for sure, but it can vary depending on area and predator numbers. Lots of some dominance display going on there between two little ones. Now, of course, the social hierarchy in a baboon troop is fascinating, and it's well, with the males, it can be constantly in flux, and you've got. Normally in a big troop you'll have up to about 10 dominant dog baboons. Those are the big male baboons. They're in charge of security and sorting out any family arguments and whatnot. Now, female baboons have a very strict hierarchy as well. But if you're a smart, low-ranking female, you are able to sort of up your social stance for a while. You can never actually climb the social female hierarchy, but you can befriend and groom and tickle and keep a big male happy, who's one of the dominant males, and he will protect you from the other females. But that, of course, only works while that male baboon is in charge, and as long as you can sort of keep his favors. And so it's a very interesting thing to watch, and that's why they are such a studied creature. And also, unlike a lot of the more studied creatures like lions and cheetah that tend to sleep quite a lot, baboons are almost always active during the day. They're always up to something. There's a little tiny baby being manhandled on the ground just below that. There we go, a little bit. There we go. There we go. Escape! Now, Gail is wondering, oh, there we go. Oh, so cute. Gail's wondering, who are the baboon's predators? Oh, there's just so much happening here. There, those two are about to drop one. Uh-oh. Can you get up? Yes, back up again. I think that branch might be a bit small for two of you. Yes, well done. Safely to a thicker branch. Gail's wondering, who is a baboon's main predators? You'd probably, leopards, lions are definitely the two main predators of baboons. And the small baboons, young baboons, martial eagles will be another predator. Oh, look at this dominance display going on here. See there. Oh, that just happened. So that female walking away almost pushed herself onto that young male, even dominating him a bit, and he sort of just had to sort of love her before getting into trouble. So there's all of these little interactions that are constantly happening. But sorry, Gail, another one of the baboon's predators, martial eagles, crowned eagles, and even occasionally pythons. Right, most of the troop is about to disappear into... Oh, he's he. Now, where's he sitting? That looks like a male. But look at that wound on his lip. So he's obviously lost a fight, or he might have won the fight, but he didn't come off scot-free. Looks like quite an old male, actually, as well. Well, we're going to leave our lovely little baboon troop, and we're going to continue searching for, well, whatever we can find. Hopefully there's a leopard somewhere along this forest line, and while we do that, it seems like Taylor is still looking for lions.
We are still looking for lions. Excuse me, we seem to be doing a run around because these lions have moved around a substantial amount. Rexon picked up on their tracks actually crossing onto Zoe's road, so they did a little sneaky and must have leapt across the road without leaving any tracks behind. And then I saw the most bizarre thing. I saw all of their tracks coming out of Simbambili near the gate, but I don't know how they got into Simbambili because there were very few tracks on Triple M. Though Rex said he did see someone on Mitre Drain, so they must have gone in, did a little loop and then come back out again. So we're sort of just bumbling about. We're going to bob and weave through along some of these roads and hopefully come across some lions. But I think what we will do as well is go and check the corner of Sydney's Dam one last time. There's a definite possibility that these cats are just moving and we keep missing them as they move through the vegetation. They don't always walk on the roads. They'll use a lot of their own pathways, and the animal pathways have become quite prominent now as the grass is changing colour. It's dying quite quickly, and all the animals are slowly starting to come back to this area. The elephants, eventually the herds of buffalo, lots of hippo activity every morning, so they're wearing down those pathways constantly. And there has been a lot of elephant activity on the property, so we'll do a couple more loops, maybe another 10 minutes of seeing if we can find these lions, and then we'll probably move out of the area and try and track down this big herd of elephants. I just saw all their tracks near Gari Cutline Central, and we did hear some very angry elephants last night, so perhaps they were chasing the lions about, and that would maybe explain their bizarre movements. But I'm sure they're hungry. We saw them yesterday morning trying to make a kill, and then they were on the search for something last night. Now, Chitty Chatty Meg, you're wondering if the rude lions wake us at night. They do sometimes. I wake up a couple of times, especially when they roar from the dam. It echoes, so it comes through your windows and it sounds like they're standing inside your room roaring quite next to you. So that's quite interesting. I just want to hear what chatter is on the radio. Game Drive radio. Everyone's obviously talking. We're all trying to keep everyone up to date as to what's going on. No, now it's gone quiet. So it couldn't have been that the lions were found, otherwise that radio would have been going crazy. So also just coming to check here. But there's not much this morning. It's very cold. The herbivores will slowly start coming out of the thicket soon, warming themselves in the nice morning light. It's starting to get nice. You might see the bird activity starting to wake up now. So let's see. Right, I'm just going to check here. This road is nice and sandy, but they've been walking everywhere. They've been in Buffels Hook, they were all over Juma, they then were in Arathusa and Simbambili. Whether they're still there, I'm not too certain. I haven't heard anything on the radios yet from the various guides. It's very quiet, other than the Juma guides all chatting about. Let's check here. So there's loads of elephant tracks. Look how fresh this elephant track is. And go back here. Right, we can jump out quickly. There's actually a number of different tracks here. We can have a look at some of them. My cable in my pocket. So here are the elephant tracks I was telling you about. You can see them over here. This is probably from late last night. It looks quite fresh, but I see that something walked through here last night. I don't quite know what it is. And then if you look just to the left, there's some hyena tracks just here going that way. We can always go and have a look for some hyenas. Just check. No, nothing on the lions, just lots of oh no, here is a lion track. This is a big male's track just here. Get out of the sun quickly. Going that way. So very, very, very busy last night. Sure. They've literally almost walked every single road on the property. That is so impressive. So if you thought that the cats don't really like to travel very far in one go, there's proof that they've been on many different properties the entire evening, walking about just very quietly though, except the males. The males are making lots of noise, as they always do at night, but it's important, of course, male lions, to make a bit of noise to tell all the other male lions in the area that this area is already occupied, and that's important, that they stake their claim their stake. Literally a buffalo stake, wouldn't that be nice? Ah, so Ellie's doing exactly the same thing as me this morning. We're just driving around and around hoping that a kitty cat is going to reveal itself. And I'm sure she's probably having a little bit better luck than I am. So let's go and see how her search is doing.
Round and round like a merry-go-round. That's definitely what we're doing. It's always entertaining when animals keep us going. I just want to check around here because it seems now that we have come across a smaller cat's track that we saw not too far, and we're not too sure where they've gone off to, but it seemed like there was also a leopard moving around last night, roughly in the same area where the lions were. So just want to quickly check for these tracks. And it's still going. Alright. You see, I'm sure sometimes they decide and they, you know, all the animals have a big meeting and they get together and they're like, oh, let's just go everywhere so that they can find us. But we will carry on trying, which is all that really matters. Let's see. Hopefully we'll be able to see a cat this morning. I'll be happy to settle for a serval if there are any here. Very happy for a serval too. Or a civet, which is not really a cat, but almost. Alright. Seems like the sun is starting to warm up, so I'm pretty confident that we'll start seeing certain things moving around and just not their tracks. It is funny to think how well, for example, an elephant can hide. I think between Taylor and I, we've pretty much covered at least half of Juma. So the fact that we haven't managed to see any elephants yet, or the lions we're looking for, it's, you know, quite an achievement on them. Playing hide and seek with us. Lauren from Illinois, yes, checking the hyena den is definitely part of the plan for later on this morning. We just want to make sure that we give the lions a good try, just in case they're mobile and moving around, just before they settle for the day. Also, I think it's still slightly too cold for the cubs to be outside of the hyena den, so we're just waiting, letting a bit of time going by, just to make sure that when we do go there, hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be out there, out and about. All right. Just a bit of ducking there. There we go. Can't see anything around here. Very big block. Who knows, maybe we'll, you know, the universe will give us a leopard on a tree. Hey, Sam. Lots of different things around here. A bit of tough ground here as well. Not too sure what else is around here. Alright, seems like there are some more Ellie tracks on the road. I'm sure Taylor's showed you guys all of those ones before, so we're not gonna stop there too much, but it's a good indication that they've been here somewhere. I think now that the lions are proving to be a bit harder, maybe if we go for bigger things, maybe then we'll be a bit luckier. Oh, another insect! Yay! Now that everything's warming up, we're starting to see them. There it is. Do you see it there between the trees? It's a tropical tent nest spider. I can even see the spider from here. Let me just unplug myself quickly and grab a bit of a blade of grass just to show you guys where the spider is, so that we don't disturb it too much. Ah, look, and more elephant dung right here. So right here, this is all of the tent, or, you know, the web of the spider. It's just called the tropical tent because it looks like a tent. So it's actually got a very round base, and then it goes up like that, and it's designed pretty much to catch things that come from below all the way to the top. Ooh, I'm sorry. And the little spider, black little spider, just in there in the middle, and over there it's got pretty much, let's say, it's killed. But what is amazing, I mean, look at this, and I'm not going to do it too much because we don't want to disturb it, but see how sticky the web is. You see, I grab it there with a piece of grass and then everything moves around, and it's almost like it's pulling. You see it's pulling here now. So the web is actually made in a very interesting sort of manner. Not all of the web is sticky, and if you guys ever manage to find one in your garden, like if you see the top parts, the outside, this part is not sticky. That's just pretty much to give the frame of the web, and where the spider is going to start building the web. But then all around here, the middle where it is, that's where the sticky part comes into place, because and obviously that's where it wants to use to grab all the little insects and anything else that might come around. Can't see any recent kills from here. I think maybe today will be a good day, but now that I love it when we start coming into winter, especially in very dewy mornings, you'll see all the little droplets of water in the middle, and it looks very, very pretty. But I think our spidery friend is still a bit asleep, so not quite there yet, but good. Now that the sun is there, so are the animals. I think they get a bit cold like we do. And of course I say that, and maybe tomorrow something will prove me wrong. Pretty. What is wrong with you? Oh, sorry, my earpiece has just fallen off. Just need to reattach it. It's not an easy job with the gloves, I'll tell you that much. Sorry, Alice, my earpiece was out. Can you just repeat that question for me? David, you call them trampoline spiders. that is a good name for them. I like that. Maybe we should start using that. It's definitely a lot friendlier. And I can just imagine the spider just jumping all over. Lots of spider webs around here. I'm liking this. We're gonna... Ah, look! Some animals! Yes! Can you see the warthogs? Very, very big warthog. Very nice big tusks. Look at him all the way over there. Yes, that is a very big boy. Look at the size of his tusks. I think... I'm just scared that if I go forward I'm gonna scare them. But maybe let's try. No, he's not trying. So we've got a group of boys around here, what is normally called a bachelor group. Obviously the bigger one is the one that we just saw on the frame. I don't think I've seen one that big in quite a while. It's quite impressive that it managed to get this big. Let me just see if maybe they'll relax if we go this way. Alrighty. Seems like they are not being too friendly just yet, but in the meantime, while we carry on in our warthog, leopard, lion, everywhere search, let's go to Taylor and see what she's got to show you.
How dare those warthogs, Ellie? That's very, very rude of them to not want to hang around. Well, we've sort of taken a break now from searching for the lions. I don't know why I have the suspicion that they might just be in the west where we can't go, maybe in Simbambili. But those are some go-away birds, and they're warming themselves up just as Craig and I are doing now. We found a patch of sunshine and it is beautiful. It is very, very nice, and I'm sure that this lot are very, very happy to see the sun. That's always quite nice. Oh, doing a little stretch of its wings. That's very important too, to keep your wings nice and stretched. Hello guys, are you freezing? You're not even making a noise today like you normally are. But there's actually another one, and I want to have a look at... Oh no, it's now flying away. It was feeding on the centers. Now that it's gone. But they've just darted off, typical. Let's carry on. Let's go. We're going to go towards the dam now. I think let's go over the dam wall And then we're going to go along Central. We'll do a whole of Central towards Cheetah Cut Line and see what we find there. Hang on, the game drive radio is now very chatty. What's everyone talking about? Ellie's on it, so that's fine. We'll let Ellie handle all of that. Right, let's carry on with our search then. Who are we going to find this morning, Craig? What do you think our first mammal species is going to be? No, I'm wondering what mammal we're going to see first this morning, because we haven't seen a mammal just yet. And Justin was wondering what animals would be most likely to see at this time. I think we're going to see a whole lot of birds, to be honest, just because the sun is actually warm now. When it first pops up over the horizon, you know what it's like. It's very, very cold for the first hour, and then you only start to get that real sort of heat coming off of it now. So I think we're going to see loads of birds sunning themselves. Let's see who's going to sit still enough for us to show you. Impala are going to come out. Oh, the wildebeest are coming out. And the Impala. Let's go up here. Before we go to the dam, let's go up here onto quarantine. That's nice. So you see what's happening now is being out in the open is not necessarily the warmest thing to do. So what tends to happen is that they move off into these thickets with all the trees, and it does seem to be a little bit warmer. Some Impala just behind us, but I want to get the wildebeest walking. They're walking straight into the golden light. How many of you are here? 4. Where's the rest of the family? That's interesting. Good morning, wildebeest. Let's stop over here and have a look at them. Now that is unusual, because normally there's a herd of about 15 of them or so that live up here on quarantine. So I wonder, with all the lion activity that we had on quarantine last night, if they didn't get pushed around a bit and chased by these lions. See, you can see this cow just on the left. She's looking, she's keeping an eye out to everything that's going on around her. So we've just got the one adult, and then we've got 2 youngsters and another juvenile. She is maybe frightened from whatever happened last night, but that's quite interesting. So I think we might actually do a couple of little loops and laps around here, because we often see this big group of wildebeest together, and that's not the case this morning. And now, where is the mother of the other youngster? Not to say that perhaps she's been taken down by some lions, but I definitely think that they were chased around. So perhaps this lot just fled off into the distance and went and, running off into the bushes, and that's where they've been hiding for most of the evening, and now they feel comfortable to come out. And then hopefully they'll be able to regroup again a little bit later this afternoon, or even now. Maybe we see an amazing sighting of the whole herd coming back together. So that's definitely a possibility. But beautiful though. Look at how stunning it is amongst that yellow grass. I really do enjoy winter and the colours. And the next thing that we've got to look forward to is the change of colours of the marula leaves. Because soon they're going to start to go yellow. And I don't think there's anything quite as pretty. Now imagine this scene with yellow leaves on the marula trees and the wildebeest with the golden grass and the blue beautiful sky in the background. It will be absolutely stunning. Hey guys, you're a little bit worried. Let's go around. Let's see if we can't see where the rest of the group is. Maybe they're just on this side. I'll let you know if we find anything, okay? I'll keep you updated. Don't you worry, wildebeest. We can't be having the McCurdy-herdy disappearing and then our favourite wildebeest herd going too. Let's go. We will just have to check in these thickets. So Tingana was making a lot of noise around here last night, just after we left you with Mfumo. As the show finished, of course, a leopard started calling, typical of Tingana, and Tuxon then spotted him on his way home, or I think maybe he'd heard him, and he was at the Bushbrae site. He was moving around there, but then he seemed to be going back down towards Philemon's cut line, and we had a quick drive around, but we couldn't find him. All the Impala were going crazy, but I think with the sound of those lions roaring, he would not have hung around here. He would have kept on going. Yes, the big male lion that actually walked down the road, you can just see his tracks. You can just sort of see all those footprints there. Those are the lion tracks. So he came marching through here, and I'm sure shouting at the top of his lungs, and that would have sent shivers down the spine of the wildebeest. which would have caused them to scatter. But there we go, we found our culprit. Now let's just check very carefully to see if maybe there isn't a lion around here feasting upon a wildebeest. Check up there. That's quite nice now as well, as it's starting to open up on the edge of the drainage lines, or just as that slope goes back towards Rebecca's road. So we are able to look across, because in the whole of summer you couldn't see anything. Look down there and see absolutely nothing. Okay, well, Craigie, let's see how we're going to go. At least we've got wildebeest as our first mammal, not an impala. I'm sure we'll see a whole load of impala at some point. We're going to make our way towards the dam and then head east along Central. Ellie, I think she should almost be at the hyena den. Let's go see if she's found something.
Not quite at the hyena den just yet. We'll start making our way once Taylor manages to get to Gary Central and all that area. But we just thought, since we are up here towards the central, northern, eastern boundary, let's put it that way, we're just going to check the cut line, just make sure that no lions have gone off to the wrong side, and then they're still all in here waiting for us to find them. I'm sure they'll be, you know, friendly enough. We did see a little steenbok running around, and he just stood there for a perfect 2.5 seconds, and then unfortunately it ran away in perfect steenbok fashion. So hopefully we'll be able to find its pair somewhere around here, because there are normally 2 of them together. Tiny small species of antelope of a very beautiful, like, orangey brick color. Definitely one of my favorites around here. But I think they're not too friendly. They're always elusive. You know, it's starting to get quite warm finally. I feel like maybe in the next hour or so I can start getting rid of the gloves. We'll see. It is amazing to see just how much the scenery changes in such a little time. I think me and Taylor were talking about it yesterday. Just all of a sudden everything is green, and then we've been away for a few weeks, and it's just such a complete different scenery. Like, all of the grass has turned yellow, some of the trees are starting to lose their leaves, the leaves are starting to turn yellow for the ones that are not going to lose them entirely. Very, very pretty indeed. Let's see. What have we got there? These are not doves. We've got a pair of raptors in front of us. Nice. You see, now this is interesting. Turn around so I can see your throat, would you? Alright, let me just quickly double check, because I'm not 100% sure of the ID of this particular little bird. Definitely a raptor though. I want to say a Gabar goshawk, but I could potentially be wrong. Can't believe just how chill they are on the road. Normally you will see them on trees, so this is quite something to see them there and not flying away. Quickly checking the book. I will get there very soon. Only one now. I'm sure this is a pair. Normally they're quite territorial little birds, so unless it's a mother and an offspring, which I don't think it's the case that we're looking at, then very likely it's just a pair. Like I said, very territorial little things. They normally don't like sharing space with anybody else. Yes, definitely a Gabar goshawk. They don't have... the height looks about right, and they don't have that beautiful stripy line in the middle of their throat like a lizard buzzard does. Nice. Well, this was a nice surprise. I wonder if maybe they're going to start hunting anytime soon. You see, now that we can just have a look at that powerful beak that they've got. You see that it's slightly curved in the front. That's normally a good tool for them when they manage to bring down something or they kill something while they're flying, just to then just try pierce and get to the yummy meaty parts just underneath the feathers. And I've seen them hunt francolins and barbets and smaller birds, and every now and again a lizard as well. So they really manage to bring down quite a variety of prey. But it's not that usual to see them all around on the floor. So I wonder if maybe there's something around here that they're after. Because the one in the front is definitely a bit more curious, and I wonder if maybe that's up to something, and if they've spotted something in the bushes that they're waiting for. What is happening? Alright, let's try getting a bit closer. We'll see what's happening. Adele, a pigeon cross with a falcon. Yeah. That's a mean pigeon, let's put it that way. Very, very fierce little thing. I wouldn't try to mess with them. I remember the one time when I was working in one of those rehab centers, we had one brought in because it was poisoned by something, or somebody poisoned water. Oh, hello. Oh, nice, pretty. The second one just flew on top. That's more raptor-like. Thank you. So it was poisoned, and it was, not doing too well, and we did everything we could, and eventually it was fine and it flew away. But that little thing, did it properly get us? It was hurting us very much. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, look at that. Doesn't it look like a grumpy pigeon as well? I love tiny little raptors. They're like super powerful and super mean, but they're quite funny. Whoop, there goes the second one off the road. And now that they've decided to leave the way for us to carry on, let's go to Taylor, who's got another big grey thing.
I'm so excited. I just said to Craig, we're going to follow these elephant tracks until we find them, and look who we've got. We've got an entire herd. They're everywhere at the moment, but I thought that we better have a look at these two tiny little elephants. They are so cute, just hiding there in between mom and older sibling. Now, the two little ones look to be of similar age, and I don't know if they are twins. Twins are very, very unusual with elephants out here. I don't know where to look. What's wrong? There's another one on the other side. Hello, big girl. Would you like me to move, or are you happy with me here? I'm sorry, I'm just watching the elephant cow. It's okay, big girl. No, it's okay. I can move for you, don't worry. Look here, I'll go forward for you. There we go. See, she's just asking me. She's just said, Taylor, would you mind just taking a couple of steps forward just so that I can go past you, because I'm much larger than you and I can make you move. So that's all I did. That's okay, girl. She's just settling down now. So we'll just let her get past me. Those two little ones not hanging around. Ah, we're so scared, Mom, protect us. And now I'm going to turn around and we're going to look at them again. That was nice. So when Mom Elephant says to you, please will you move your car, you move your car. You do what a Mom Elephant says. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in a bit of trouble. We don't want to upset the cows. The young elephant bulls, however, you can reprimand them because they're naughty and quite cheeky. But they're all feeding in here at the moment. And I'm hoping if we get ourselves into a nice spot, sorry that I'm moving around, I'm just trying to position us, we will have a beautiful sighting of these elephants. Let's have a look up here. Hi guys. There's so many here. I do need to call the sighting in as well. Ellie's just chatting on the radio, so I'll let her finish. Let's find who's going to show us themselves. So I don't think that they would, both calves belong to that one elephant, because the other one keeps running up to all the other elephant cows saying hello. It's okay, little ones. Let me go a little bit further forward. A little bit jumpy this morning, but I think that this is the herd of elephants that I was telling you about. We could hear them sort of trumpeting and screeching quite late last night, so I think that they had the encounter with some of the lions, and they were sort of stirred about a bit, but they're all just in there, all just feeding away. It's quite difficult to see elephants sort of very, very easily fade into the bushes and become almost completely invisible, but that's one of the little ones that we had a look at just a moment ago. But what I was saying is that twins with animals is actually not very common. We do see it every now and then with the antelope. I've seen many sets of twins with Impala and Blesbok, and even with red hartebeest. I've even seen it before. However, with elephants I have never seen it, so I think that That little one was just playing with its friend, and as they go into the bushes again, it will find mom. What are you nibbling on? They're all eating. They've got their heads tucked into something. And as you know, all elephants have got sort of different tastes for various vegetations, just as we as humans have cravings. And depending on what type of nutrients they need, that may determine actually what types of plants that they'll be feeding on, or if they'll feed on soil, or if they'll eat a bone, something like that. But they are making it a little bit difficult for us this morning to actually see them because they're all hiding away. Okay, let's see if we can do another reposition. Let me go back again. Let's have a look here. Now it's quite a big herd. So it could be Fang's herd, and I know that our Lara Moore was wondering if I'd seen Fang just yet. I haven't. There's a big cow over there. She's just moving into the bushes. She's got quite long tusks, but that's not Fang. Fang is an elephant that we see on a regular basis, and one of her tusks actually bends, it will curve back towards her belly. But you can see that those ones are perfectly straight. She's actually, ooh, have a little listen. She's actually communicating with the rest of the herd now. Now, just from looking at these guys, I wouldn't be able to tell you who is the matriarch, because there's so many more of them that are already just ahead and further into the thicket. But she's a rather large cow, so I'm sure she'd be one of the senior females and also help decide in which directions that the herds will move in. She did do a little bit of a rumble, but she doesn't look like she's going anywhere just yet. Maybe she's just making sure that the ones that are hanging here towards the back of the herd, everybody's caught up and started moving on and into this thicket. Hello. So I don't know how much longer we're going to have these elephants, sadly. Hopefully they'll pop out maybe on Vulture's nest, because they're going straight down to the drainage. And I don't blame the elephants for moving into this thicket, because we've had it so cold already. It's been really chilly. It's warming up now, and the days get quite hot, so we have to take our scarves off, our beanies off. Our gloves, we've got to remove them too, and everybody after breakfast puts shorts on and walks around in sandals. So I think the elephants will go down there, and it'll be nice and cool for them. Lots of lush green vegetation, and then also they've got the freshest of water right underneath their feet if they go and walk down in the Mulwati. So keep an eye out as well throughout the day on the dam cam, because I suspect that these elephants will probably, if they don't have a drink in the Mulwati, they might make their way straight back towards Wildebeest Dam and have a little splish and a splash around. But that's them. They've now all disappeared out of view into the thicket. But very cool nonetheless, a very well, brief sighting of our entire herd of elephants, just to show you how quickly animals can actually disappear. That was really quite nice. Those little ones were very sweet. Let's keep turning. We'll go down Vulture's nest. We're just here at Hyena Road. Maybe we see them pop out. Maybe it's that really massive herd of about 40 elephants or so that was seen yesterday. That's also a possibility. I just saw their rear ends disappearing down that side. Let's go down here. Now, as we drive around, Don was wondering if I've ever heard of more than one female in charge. So, you know what I've noticed with elephants is, yes, there's a definite authority and you'll have a matriarch, but their social structure is so sort of intimate. I wouldn't be surprised if the other adult elephants that are older gave their input and sort of said, you know, maybe why don't we go this way, or I think we should do this. We don't know these types of things. We obviously can't understand what elephants are saying, but I wouldn't put it past them if they had a conversation about what they think they should do, and then carry on. But you could definitely see she rumbled. She sort of went, and the whole herd, then all the youngsters that were playing at the back and were quite close to the car, all moved forward and carried on moving into the thicket. But we'll see if we can catch them. We might even see a couple of young bulls lurking about, just tailing the elephant herd. I haven't seen anything just yet. I'm just trying to see if I can spot the front of the herd, because they're not too far away from Vulture's nest. But I think we'll give it a bash around here. We'll just maybe do a couple of laps and see if we can't pick up on the herd again. However, Ali has got some very exciting news to share with you.
Yes, exciting news they are. So it seems that one of the male lions was found on Little Gowrie, which sadly we cannot go to, but it seems like the Styx pride as well as one of the males were found on Chitwa. So saying I'm close to the area, I'm gonna make my way over there. Hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so we'll be able to spend some time with some lions, seeing we've been desperately looking for them the whole morning, all of us. I still have hope that the rest of them, the Nkahumas, are gonna pop out of somewhere, but we'll see. Alrighty. There's a hippo, a twin dams, our general good friend, but I'm not gonna delay ourselves too much and just make sure that we steadily head in that direction. So just send all your positive thoughts that we're gonna have good signal over there, because I'm sure we all want to see them. Last time I saw those Styx cubs, they were about this big. So let's see. Alrighty, little Gauri, give us our male lion back. Thank you very much. And we'll go and see what's happening there. Who knows? Maybe Shongili or Hosanna will also pop out of little Gauri sometime. Normally when the lions... Maybe when the lions are slightly smaller, they get a bit confused and they think they are as agile as leopards, so you'll see the cubs often trying to climb trees. In some areas, they climb trees more than in others. I believe that Brent in the Mara has seen them on top of the trees, just trying to get away from the tsetse flies. In this particular area, we don't see them on trees all that often. They normally stick to the ground. They're not like leopards that will always jump on trees or go up, and they feel a lot more comfortable. Pretty much because they're a lot bigger, they're a lot heavier, so it's not as easy for them to get to the higher branches of the tree. I, however, have seen them steal kills from leopards and then, jump all the way up, and every single ranger holding their breath because there's a leopard cub on top of the lion just further up on the tree. So if they want to, they can. Good morning, guinea fowl. But it's not something they do all the time. Well, it's good to see you guys are starting to awoke. I can't even speak now. I'm so excited. Hopefully they'll still be there. We'll see. Daniel from Scotland, yes, I believe the cubs should be quite big, a few months old now if I'm not mistaken. When I saw them about a month ago, I think they were just a month and a half, 2 months old. Hello. So they're probably, I would say, maybe 3-4 months old now. I could, somewhere around there, but still quite small. Well, you see, now we are in a bit of a ridge, we're in a bit of higher ground, so this is why we've seen a bit more animals. We saw the guinea fowl, we saw some humans, and now we've got some kudu that would also like to say hello. Yay! Hello, kudu. How are you guys doing? Is it nice and warm up here? Hello, girl, you're quite pretty, and saying hello. So we've got a small group here, about maybe 4 or 5 of them. I think there's one hiding behind the bushes. Feeling very happy that the lions are not around here, and that beautiful golden color that the winter morning gives us. Always funny the way they walk, isn't it? Always bobbing their head. It's almost like they need the impulse to go in front. It's got another young female and maybe 1 or 2 young males also within this particular group, and they're also looking quite healthy, I must say. It's a good thing that winter's only just started. All the animals are looking quite, it's almost, I want to say fat, but it's not really the word for them. It's fit and pretty, and their hair is in very good condition. And oh, we've got a big male at the back as well. I thought it was a young boy. Clearly got it wrong. I think he's just still hiding behind the bushes, maybe still raking his horns against the branch of the tree. Let's go slightly forward, see what's happening here. Hello, guys. Thank you for saying hello. And there we go, and there's a big impressive male with very beautiful horns. So I'm sure at this time of the year he's just starting to follow the girls around just to be able to get, just to start mating. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Well, they are clearly on their way somewhere else, and we are busy going somewhere else too. So I believe Taylor has got maybe some more news for you guys, or she's just busy still on her cat hunt. So maybe let's just see how she's doing while we make our way to the great Chitwa. Alright, seems like Taylor is still busy, so we'll carry on with you guys. Yay! Move around, straight ahead. Sometimes you've got to be thankful for the signs in the savvy sand, otherwise it would get a bit too complicated. Let's see. Well, we're not too far. Now the next challenge is going to be to find out where these pretty lions are, but I'm sure we'll be able to see where they are. Funny enough, it was Shanae. She was very kind to let us know that the lions were there. So we're gonna go have a look. Chitty Chatty Berg, my favorite animal in South Africa. I don't know. I've got a few, but I think my ultimate favorites are rhinos, white rhinos in particular. Black rhinos are a bit too moody. But yeah, I think rhinos, just because I'm completely biased because I moved to South Africa for a rhino. So that's pretty much why they're my favorites. But I think a very close second, I cannot decide between. Sometimes it's off-road and you get a branch to the face, and that'll be my least favorite one.
Hello. What happened? Gremlins! Where's that gremlin offspray? Craig? Here we go. We've got the gremlin offspray. Now we protect it. I'm going to sneeze 110 times. Woo! Right, so what we're going to do is we've got the gremlin offspray now. We've sprayed our car, so hopefully they won't be affecting us. Ellie, if I see you, I'm going to give you the gremlin offspray. But where we're going now is we're on... What road are we on? Pangolin Track, one of my favorite roads, and Rexon just gave the update on the radio about young female leopard tracks. I'm sure you're all excited when I say young female leopard tracks, because there's really only one little girl that we see that walks around this area, and that is our darling dear Shongile. So that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to go and give him a hand. He says they're at Treehouse Dam going south into the block towards the quarry, and we've seen Hosanna and Shongile in that area on a number of different occasions. So Rexon has kindly asked if we go down and check Shibamu Road, so that's where we're heading now. And then going all the way to... Then we'll probably check the fire break, I think, that runs between Gowrie Main, and then go like that and have a look around there. However, the chances are that she could have already crossed back into Little Gowrie are definitely there. So let's not get our hopes up just yet, because otherwise I can't be disappointed by two different types of cats today. That'll just be too much for me to handle. But before we even get there, we've got some Impala. Hello guys. I don't know if I rolled far enough forward. I did just. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother them. Two Impala rams. Just feasting at the moment. What are you nibbling on? Looks like they're feeding on a buffalo thorn, and they're lovely, tasty, nutritious leaves, especially after all the rain. You can just see the bushes moving on both sides. So there is another Impala just on the other side of there. He looked to be a little bit younger than this fella that is facing, well, he's not facing us, he's got his backside towards us. How cool is that? And not swatting their tails as much as what they normally do. Not too many bugs today. Now, Kylie, you're wondering if the rut is over. They're definitely not making as much noise as they were. I think all the boys have settled down now, so I think it's coming to the end. It's fairly quick. It feels like ages when you are listening to the boys rutting and shouting and screaming in the middle of the night. We haven't really heard too much of that gurgling noise just for the last few days, just here and there. And they seem to be a lot more tolerant now of the other males too. So I think we're slowly sort of starting to dwindle down. They've established themselves, everybody knows who's the boss, so no more playing. Hello boys, you're actually taking a moment to eat. I think this is the first time I've seen an impala ram feeding. It's been quite some time. They seem to neglect themselves quite a bit when they are sort of, well, their minds are filled with everything else but feeding and drinking. Beautiful though, don't you think? Yes, there's a younger boy. Oh, there's a bachelor herd that we've got here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Let's see if you're going to chase anybody around. Oh, he doesn't seem to be happy with that other boy. He's telling him to get lost. You can see that just watching out of the corner of his eye. Here's a beautiful boy, though, the one on the left. He's got a lovely wide splay of horns. Look at that. And he's telling that youngster to get on his way. He's not quite welcome here at the moment. We're actually not far from the hyena den either. We're around here. But I don't think there's been much activity. It's always a gamble to try and go to the hyena den. You sort of just got to be very, very lucky. Maybe we can quickly poke our noses in. I know Ellie was there earlier, but it has started to warm up quite a bit now. So maybe those hyenas would have popped out. Let's go have a look. Right, so I believe a whole lot of you that are watching would like me to go past the hyena den. Let's go. It really doesn't hurt going to check 20 times. So the other morning when I found this beautiful hyena and her little one in the Kruger, we'd just seen her and she was sort of pacing up and down. It was quite late in the morning as well. So they're preferring it. So we'll be there in about 2 minutes. Whee! Over a couple of bumps. Here we go. We'll turn into the I'm still eating my gremlin off spray. It was sunscreen, by the way, Craig, so don't worry, it wasn't a mosquito repellent or anything like that. Okay, almost here. Yes, there's many hyena tracks coming into the den, so that's good news for us. Just going on that side, go under here. Are we going to see anything? I haven't seen the hyenas for such a long time. I never seem to be lucky enough to spot them. You just come in quietly and just scan around here. It doesn't look like there's anything just yet, but I'm going to go forward. You never know. They might just be sitting around the corner out of view, finding the nicest, sunniest spot. So we'll just check this eastern corner here. As if anything, they should be here. No, nothing yet. Lots of tracks though. Just go all the way around. Now, it doesn't look like anyone's home just yet, but we'll have a little peek in here. Here's the den. The den is just in there, in that termite mound. But there's lots of hyena activity around there, so I don't think it's just from one hyena. I think there were quite a few of them that were moving around here. And again, we're uncertain. We haven't quite found out exactly which mounds they're using, and there are many in this area that could be potential homes for the hyenas that I'm sure that they have been using. Okay, well, let's go around. Let's do a big loop around, and then we will carry on. We'll go and help Rexon. We'll go and check Shabamu Road like we said. Just triple check maybe that they're not hiding here in the long grass. Nope. Very quiet. Very quiet this morning. Sleep well, hyenas, if you're inside. I'd love to go inside a den like that and see what it actually looks like. It must be amazing. One thing that we did see, which was really cool, was we saw all of these rocky outcrops. I'm still trying to figure out what the rock was made of. I actually must bring one on this afternoon's safari so I can show you. Is big crevices, and these little koppies, as we would call them, and we found so many bones. Obviously there were brown hyenas that were denning on this particular property. They seem to have more brown hyena than spotted hyena, so that was really nice. But we found so many warthog skeletons. We found Impala skeletons and horns and things, and we got to see where the porcupines had been sleeping under some of these sort of rock crevices, but we're obviously too scared to go and stick our heads in there in case you bumped into something with big teeth. So we avoided that. We're just standing on top and then looking down below. It was quite cool. That was quite nice to do a little bit of exploring, a little bit different. See, down there aren't any big termite mounds at all, so the hyenas and things have to use other natural sort of facilities to den in. So that was really quite cool. But we're going to go down now and we're going to keep searching. We'll hopefully do a bit of tracking and help Rexon, as I said earlier, find Miss Shongile. And Ali, I think, is just that much closer into getting into the Styx lion sighting.
Are very close. We're just busy trying to reposition. I'm just going to switch the vehicle. Hello, Dylan. Actually, Brent's brother is right here. So I'm just going to wait for him to move around so that we can get into the sighting. Just don't want to bother them all that much. Alrighty. Let's see if we can go around here, because there's one lioness that's right to our right hand side, just over there in between the bushes, and the rest of them are just in front of us. So we're just going to be patient for a few minutes and I'm sure we'll be able to get a nice look at them. It's just in there. Isn't it amazing what the camouflage does, that we cannot see her. I love it. Yes, no, you've got her. It's just very complicated. I'm just trying to see if there's a way around so that I can get, because they're just in between those bushes here. Dylan? I just want to see if maybe we can go around. You know, the anticipation before the sighting. Sorry guys, Dylan is just busy talking to the guests, so I just want to find out. I'm just gonna move and see. I'm sure we can get around here somewhere. Go and have a look. Because it seems like the plot thickens. Not only are the lions here, but it seems like they were quite busy throughout the night. So I can see some red, so I'm pretty sure they've got a kill. Let's see. Oh, I think the sun might not play too much in our favor. But let's see. I can see a rib cage. I can see one more lion. I don't know. Hello. Okay, Seb, I think this is what we're gonna do. Do not break. Rusty, we trust you. In Rusty we trust, hey? Alright. Do not want to hit that marula, but you'll be able to see one of the cubs suckling from where you are. Just let me know when. Can you see them there? Alright. Seems like after match anticipation we managed to get here. What? What is not that great? Dylan, you've been spoiled. How cute are they? Hello? So this is one of the smaller ones. He's just busy suckling. I'm sure he's also on to meat now, and that's why all the mothers have got the little ones around here. I can count 3 cubs, 2 of the smaller ones, and I'm sure there's got to be a 4th one somewhere around, but unfortunately it's just around around too many trees, so it's hard to tell. And I can count, I think, 3 females. How many did you manage to count? I just don't know if that at the back that I'm seeing is a lung or another lion. But it seems like they managed to bring down a water buck during the night, and they've been busy feeding on it, and I'm sure the little ones are just enjoying some really nice, wonderful mother time. Oh, isn't that precious? Properly asleep.